I'm gonna grab a water real quick.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect. 1 second, gonna post this to my story. Hey Brody, how's it going? Welcome. This dude didn't mess around with joining. That's what we like to see.
Hell yeah. Love it.
How are you guys today? I'm doing well. Worked, went to the gym, and then got stuff around for this. All right, we're good to go. Let's see. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the 14th episode of the Veganless podcast. I'm Daniel, and we have Corey here. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's up? My name's Corey Smith. I'm just a young kid, raised in Pennsylvania. All I do is hunt and fish, literally like almost 24/7. That's all I do. That's all I care about. That's pretty much all I got.
There we go. Simple man. I always like to start this out, though, with one piece of advice for new hunters. What would you tell a new hunter?
Don't take it so seriously. I mean, a lot of today's influencers and people like in the industry just kind of like everyone's really good at what they do. Everyone
Mhm.
shows that they're good at what they do. And when you're just starting out, don't have unrealistic expectations on what you're going to achieve. I mean, of course you can get lucky, like everyone's got a puncher's chance, but you really have to figure out what works for you and how you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with that. And as talked about in multiple episodes too, you watch social media, YouTube, all of that. And traditionally, you're just seeing highlights of maybe like 80 hours of hunting or something, like maybe more. And you watch 10 minutes of the day that it all came together. And you expect to go out there one day and smack a nice buck day one, whatever, It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. Typically, it can work like that, but it doesn't always work like that. So definitely only compete with yourself. I mean, you don't need to compete in general, but like it's only you. So
Yep. You're just in a constant battle
yeah,
with yourself.
don't compare yourself to others. But yeah. When did you get started hunting?
I was probably 5 years old. I killed my first turkey. Um, I moved to the United States when I was 4, so I
Okay.
didn't have a start before that. But
Hmm.
when I was 5, my dad took me out turkey hunting for the first time, and I'm sure I went squirrel hunting or something before that, just like.
Hmm.
But that's really like my first memory that I have in the
Hmm.
vividly remember, and ever since that day, uh, I've just loved it. I can't get enough of it. I just eat, sleep, and breathe hunting and fishing, and it's just how I've been for you know 17 years after that.
Absolutely. Not a bad way to be either. I mean, I think we can all attest to how peaceful that is. Um, let's hear a hunting fail story to start.
Hunting fail story. All right, so here's a fresh one. This
Okay. We've had unnotched in here, so it's got to be a good one.
yeah, Brandon, he but this past season it was late August. I got a picture of a buck, uh, and when I got a picture of him, I just immediately knew that this deer was one that I wanted to actually chase. And it's been a few years since I've actually taken deer hunting seriously, and this was a buck of that caliber where I was like, oh God, like if I shoot this deer, like something's going to happen for me. Like people are going to know my name, which I shouldn't really
Hmm.
like that. But the
Yeah,
deer was so big, and he was a 180 class typical in the state of Pennsylvania. That's
that's
just
big for Pennsylvania.
yeah, it's really
It's
big.
big in general. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, but especially there.
and I was getting pictures of him pretty much like every few days, and I had him narrowed down. And late October, or sorry, early October, I had my recurve out, and I was just walking along the hill on top of the ridge, and I see this deer feed on acorns, and I'm like, oh, he's pretty big. All I see was his body. His head was behind some brush, and I sneak up to within like, I thought it was 20 yards. I was wrong. It was 30. And he picks his head up, and it's him. I'm back there like this with my recurve. Boom,
Hmm.
missed right underneath him. Few weeks later, uh, I had him again at 15 yards, just with my compound this time.
Hmm.
Boom, let the arrow go. It's going fast. And about 3 yards in front of it, it hits a little twig.
Oh no.
It deflects that arrow literally like 2 inches right above his back.
Mm.
And he didn't even know it was up. Like he just picked his head up and then turned his butt towards me and then walked away. I literally had him within range for the next 30 minutes. He just never gave me another shot. He just continued to walk straight away. And the whole
Mm.
time I'm like, am I going to be the dude that shoots a deer up the behind right
Yeah,
now?
right.
Like I couldn't do it. And he ended up getting a bunch of fights, busted all of his stuff off, went from
Hmm.
180 like 90 inches max, and then he got shot during rifle season
Oh.
where he literally had brow tines and like
Hmm.
his main beams were broke before his G2s.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a fighter.
Yep. He got shot in New York. I live that close to New York.
Hmm. Yeah, that's wild. You did end up getting something with your recurve though, didn't you?
Yeah, I
This
shot
year.
I shot 2 does with my recurve. I picked up
Nice.
a recurve for the first time in May, so a year ago.
Hmm.
And I just wanted a challenge of making it harder. I just like making everything harder for me. It just gives me
Me too.
more
The
it gives me,
satisfaction
yeah,
and
satisfaction
the
when
adrenaline.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm absolutely the same.
I was I was just chilling in a deer stand, and I was looking out into this couple-year-old clear cut that they had in this little holler, and I just see a bunch of does feeding, and I hadn't shot anything yet that year. Well,
Hmm.
I hadn't hit anything yet that year, and I just said screw it. I climbed down, and it's wide open, and I'm like, there's one way this is gonna happen. I'm gonna spot and stalk
Hmm.
like a group of 5 does in this wide open clear cut. And I did it. I got within 15 yards and I shot
Hmm.
that doe. I actually shot her twice. And
Hmm.
yeah. And then the next one after that was a lot easier. Like I heart punched the second one. But
Hmm.
it's probably the most like I've shot a lot of bucks in my life. I've shot a lot of everything in my life for my age. And my heart's never beat faster than when I was 15 yards away from a doe with a recurve in my hand
Hmm.
on the ground. Like it was just it was a surreal moment for me. It really was.
Hmm. I've been eyeing recurves too for the same reason. Just why not? Sounds
Yeah.
fun, and I guess pay tribute to the ones before us, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they did it, why can't we? You know,
Exactly.
not everything
Yeah,
has to be.
it just seems fun too.
Yeah.
So definitely on the list for this year.
Oh yeah, dude, do it. You won't regret it.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite hunting story is of all time?
I was uh I was 11 years old. It was rifle season in Pennsylvania, and I think it was the first Saturday. I'd already shot my buck on opening day,
Hmm.
and I was hunting with my dad this first Saturday, and I shot a doe at like 8 a.m. And then we started doing deer drives as a family. That's just kind
Hmm.
of what we do around here. And we don't
Yeah,
do
it's
it anymore because
it's big in Iowa too.
everyone's got older. But yeah,
Hmm.
we do this deer drive, and over the radios, my uncle goes, big buck, coming at you, Steve," which is my dad's name. Get ready. All of a sudden, come through this swamp is to this day, I think it's the biggest buck I've ever seen in my life
Mm-hmm.
in Pennsylvania. It was just that big, like bigger than the 180 in my
Mm-hmm.
memory, my 11-year-old
Yeah,
memory.
right.
And this deer's coming across the swamp. It just looked awesome, like the water just coming up. And
Mm-hmm.
my dad's got a 7 mag. Boom, nails it, just absolutely throttles it. And
Mm-hmm.
then a doe comes over. He shoots the doe. So then everything's done. We're all tagged out. We take a picture with
Mm-hmm.
my doe. We go over to gut his doe. And then we look over to where the buck was. Buck's not there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that buck was 50 yards away, 7 mag round to the shoulder, and we never found that deer ever.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's just something that's so ingrained in my mind because it's like that was my dad's moment,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, the only reason we probably didn't see that deer get up is because we took a picture with my little doe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so like I blame myself all the time. He's like, no, it's not you, it's not you. I should have put a better shot on. I was like, Dad, you shot it with a 7 mag at 50 yards, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
straight up, that's just will to live. Like, and how we didn't find that deer beats me, dude. Like deer are so resilient. Like you
I
can't.
was about to say they can be so resilient. I swear every time that I've put like a damn good shot on one, and it's not every time, but it's happened a few where it's like, all right, that one is not getting up, like grab the truck or whatever, and then you come back and it's gone. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
nice. It went into the deep ditch right over there. Yeah,
yeah.
that's happened like a time or two. Um, yeah.
He ended up shooting
And
later that day, but point. But
that
we,
deer had body armor. Yeah.
yeah, I don't understand. That deer was. It's a legend in his mind. Like he still calls it Muy Grande, which is Spanish for something. But like it's the one that got away for him.
Honestly, as a dad, though, he's probably more excited for you and your deer, and like in the moment.
Yeah,
So,
like my dad shot bucks all his life. You know,
mhm.
he had me when I was like when he was 40. So like he got his fill
He
in.
had a long life first. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely so stoked for me, and he always has been. He's the first person
Hmm.
to call when something goes down. Hey, Dad, I shot a turkey. Oh, I'm gonna come down and look at it. You know, he's
Hmm.
always been my biggest
Yeah.
support.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So, I mean, we're kind of coming into, I guess, early summer almost at this point. What's your off season look like?
I do a lot of fishing, but mostly musky fishing. But when it comes to
Hmm.
like hunting wise, I have a stupid fleet of cameras. Like
Hmm.
uh, I probably have 60 cameras out by mid June and probably 80 by
Hmm.
the end of August.
And is that a mix of SD and
Yeah,
cellular, or is it?
it's mostly SDs because I'm a broke
Yeah,
20
I was gonna
year old.
say that'd be a fat cellular bill,
Yeah,
but
I'm a broke 20-year-old kid. Like I can't afford a $500
Mhm.
cell camera
No,
payment. I have
per
like I have like
month. Yeah.
cams. You know, most of them right
Hmm.
now are in Ohio, but yeah, it's mostly SD. And honestly, I really don't. Maybe like 20 of them are in areas that I actually hunt. The rest are just like
Hmm.
soakers in places that I think would be all right.
Yeah, just scouting new stuff and
And then I just never actually hunt that stuff. And then those cameras there for like 3 years before I remember to get them. Like,
just dead for like 2 years.
yeah. And I'm like, oh, this buck's pretty cool when I check the SD card 3 years later. And I'm like, oh, it's probably dead now.
Yeah,
Since
this thing is not alive.
yeah, yeah.
So you mentioned Ohio. Do you do a lot of out of state hunting? Like, what does your season look like? I guess.
For deer, I've hunted in 11 states, but
Hmm.
normally every year I hunt PA and New York because I
Hmm.
legitimately right now I'm 80 yards from New York. Like that's how close I
Hmm.
live. So it's pretty easy for me to do out of state hunting, I guess. But
Hmm.
Ohio's only like 2 hours away from me, so like it's pretty easy to
Okay.
get there. I've actually never shot a deer in Ohio. I just never saw one that
Hmm.
fit the bill for what in my mind I should shoot.
What you wanted. Hmm.
Scrubbers, like little sixes and stuff, which I don't want to do. All my life, Ohio's been
Right.
Yeah, big buck. It's like it's almost
Ohio is one of the big ones. When you hear big bucks, you hear like Ohio, Iowa, like Wisconsin,
yeah, Illinois, Kansas. Yeah,
yeah, Illinois. Yeah.
yeah,
So get that. Definitely would be holding out for something nice too.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, growing up in Pennsylvania, we don't have the nutrition in the ground to compare.
yeah. You don't have all the crop fields.
Every single bite that a deer takes in, let's say Iowa, they just get more nutrition
hmm
compared to where they're eating acorns and on top of a hill.
hmm
And
And yep.
yeah,
And then
that's
Iowa, there's even less predators and stuff too. So
yeah, and less hunters too. Like Pennsylvania has I'm pretty sure it was the highest hunters per square mile for deer
that's
hunters.
crazy.
And dude, straight up orange. Like Wisconsin has more hunters, but per
hmm
mile, Pennsylvania's on top. It's just
hmm
nuts, and it's a holiday. It's a holiday when deer season comes
hmm
around, rifle season comes around, and
I
that's
feel
why I
like
love.
those eastern states are more cramped and stuff, anyways. Like high
It's what
populations and.
because everyone like understands how like the tradition and how much fun it is to deer hunt. Like even if they don't deer
hmm
hunt, like they understand why we do it,
hmm
and it's just really cool to see communities come together for like
Supportive and.
2 weeks out of a year. For
hmm
people are coming from Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, just
hmm
all the camps and on the roads that aren't inhabited like all year.
hmm
All of a sudden their lights are on.
Yeah,
It's
people bash on hunters and stuff, but then hunting season comes around and people just spill in and give money to like the local businesses and stuff. So it really helps all around.
it's such an economy booster, and
hmm
Pennsylvania doesn't understand that because like we can't hunt Sundays in PA.
Interesting.
If and an opening day they changed it to Saturday. So a few years ago, before
Interesting.
they gave us 3 Sundays a year to hunt.
hmm
Before they allowed
Okay.
us to hunt Sunday, we literally had opening day. Then we had to wait a day,
Yeah.
and
Pressure him, give him a day off.
yeah, and then during like archery season, like all these out of staters, they don't want to come to Pennsylvania because what if they can only hunt a weekend? Oh, they
Yeah.
just Saturday? No, it's not fair. It's just not
hmm
like I can go over to New York 80 yards away and hunt 24/7, pretty much.
hmm
It's just if Sunday hunting was open in Pennsylvania, we would see a lot. The economy would be boosted. Might
Is it
maybe
just hunting,
yeah,
or is it like a lot of stuff on Sundays isn't open there?
just hunting, dude. Like
Yeah, that's wild. Must be some sort of dated rule.
it's something to do with like a day of rest and like the
Yeah,
farmer
yeah,
stuff, and it's like all right,
yeah.
something from like 1890 hunting
Maybe
wise.
I want to rest and hunt.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't see where I don't understand the point of it. No one's ever
Yeah,
gave me a solid reason why we can't hunt on Sundays. Like, sure, go to church. Like I go to church, but
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I mean, I I also find myself closer to God and nature. Like it's weird.
hmm
Pennsylvania's weird. Pennsylvania has small deer. Like it just is what it is. Like you gotta deal with it.
Maybe they're hoping that Sundays the big deer don't get harvested, right? So
Well, that's probably true. Actually, probably so accustomed to it, they just
yeah.
walk on Sundays. You know.
What all kind of hunting do you do over there? Um, so I know deer, turkey.
Yeah, Pennsylvania has a lot of opportunities.
hmm
Within a walking distance from my house, because I just like walking everywhere. I can hunt deer, bear, turkeys, and waterfowl within like a 10
hmm
minute walk from my house. And I'm really big into waterfowl hunting. Like
I
I
want to get into it.
I love it. It's so expensive. It's so
Yeah, I want to try it. I've just never had an opportunity.
yeah, dude. It's a different kind of adrenaline than what you're
I could
used.
see that.
It's not a high peak, but like it's
hmm
steady. Like it's not just a solid dump off of adrenaline.
hmm
Like, it
I
stays there.
love pheasant hunting. So I've done upland and stuff. I just haven't made it out like for waterfowl.
Yeah, we can pheasant hunt here, but like they're not like wild pheasants like you guys.
Hmm. Yeah,
They're,
they get
they're all
released every year or whatever.
yeah, and like there's not a lot of places because there's not a lot of agricultural stuff around here.
Prairie, yeah.
So it's like there's a few people that do it, but most of the time
Hmm.
they just packing their stuff and going to South Dakota. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say South Dakota. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
which
I hunt everything. I do everything.
mhm.
If there's something in the woods for me to do, I do it.
I want to do a bear hunt. I obviously there's no bear in Iowa, so that's not really an opportunity here. So that's one on the list, and then elk is like top of my list right now.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we can hunt elk here too. We have
Really?
yeah, it's like this pretty big lottery thing, and
Oh, okay.
uh, maybe like 100 and some tags are given out every year. But
Hmm.
legitimately, they're probably the biggest elk in the world, like per sample size. Like if you take 10 bulls, can compare them to
Hmm.
10 bulls in like Colorado or Utah or something.
Hmm.
Like we just have so many 400-inch bulls running around. It's not cool, and they all got freaky, wacky, not
Hmm.
cool genetics and stuff. But they're also kind of like tame, pretty much. Like
Yeah,
go out in
not
towns,
pressured.
yeah, eat out of food plots and whatnot. Is really weird. Like it's elk doing white-tailed deer stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'd
yeah.
assume it's probably resident only if it's that limited of a draw. Is it
No,
not? Hmm.
uh, yeah, it's open to everyone, and there's been a lot of uproar because recently, like, there's been a lot more non-residents drawing.
Hmm.
People from Montana that can just, they can hunt in Montana, bro. But they come
Right.
here of our 400-inch bulls, like, all right, dude, come on. Like, we know it's easier, but like, you ain't gotta like put it on YouTube and show that you stalked a deer or stalked a 400-inch bull in a food plot to 30
Petting
yards
zoo.
below. Like, yeah, that's cool though. Like, there's so many opportunities in Pennsylvania, and that's what I love.
Hmm. Yeah, sounds like a vast kind of landscape of opportunities and stuff. Do you have any out of state hunts planned? I mean, I know you say New York and Pennsylvania. We won't count those for the sake of that.
I mean, Ohio, but other than that, like,
Building Iowa points yet?
I have five.
5. Okay.
Yeah, like I can go. I could
Do you
probably.
have a spot you want to go,
Mm, I
or do we collab here in like a year?
Well, the thing about it, like, I want to go to Iowa when I can like actually devote enough time to like
Yeah.
serious. Like, I want to spend a month there. Like, I'm not gonna. I
Hmm.
don't. I don't want to for like Monday and then leave
Hmm.
Sunday
Yeah, yeah.
and shoot like a 140 that walks by. Like, if I'm
Hmm.
going to Iowa, what's in my mind is I want to shoot something bigger than my best, and my best is a
Hmm.
172 from Nebraska, where I went to college. And if I go to Iowa, like I want to beat 172 and 5/8.
Hmm.
So like
Yep.
until I can devote enough time to find a deer of that caliber and actually like put in time to hunt him, I'm
Hmm.
not going to Iowa. Mainly because I'm broke.
Makes sense.
Like if I
Makes
wasn't
sense.
broke, I'd do it now. But yeah,
Well, hit me up, man. I have a spare bedroom and I have 80 acres and there's public hunting everywhere.
is there a bar nearby?
There's a lot of bars nearby.
Cool. Sounds good.
There's a lot. Brody says, "Can you ask what his favorite species is to hunt? Mine is turkey."
Man, it is turkeys. But
I was gonna say he said turkey. I'm like, I feel like it's probably turkey.
turkeys. Uh Probably like a Canada goose, dude. I don't know. I love calling animals, like just being able to manipulate what they do.
Hmm.
And with geese, like you're manipulating like huge flocks of them, like hundred pack
Hmm.
of Canada geese just like in the palm of your hands, and they're just landing around you, and it's just awesome. Like I don't know any other way to put it. Like in my mind, like turkey's number one for me, uh, and then probably waterfowl, so like geese and ducks, and then deer, uh, and then bear. I'm not gonna put elk anywhere. I know I've hunted them, but like I don't do that frequently.
Hmm.
Elk would probably be number one because that's just a big ass turkey with antlers. It's the same hunting. Like you're
Just
calling.
listening to that bugle,
Yeah.
that I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
The one, the only lone Bowhunter Chronicles. Two great dudes. I don't know who you're talking about. Definitely not us.
Yeah. Definitely not me. Hi, Zach.
Do you have a bucket list of stuff you want to hunt? Of course you do. What is it?
Yeah. 7 years old. I was watching Sportsman's Channel on the old Direct TV there with my dad, and
Hmm.
I saw Jim Shockey with a bow in the Yukon shoot a moose. And that has been my number one goal since I saw that episode of
Hmm.
whatever show he had at the time, was just to go to the Yukon or maybe the Brooks Range of Alaska
Hmm.
and shoot a big giant moose with a bow. That's just been my number one goal. And then of course like I just want to shoot bigger deer. Like,
Right.
yeah. But
There we
definitely
go.
I definitely want a big old moose head on the side of my wall when I'm like 60 years old.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, a bow. Kids aren't gonna believe it.
Hmm.
Be like, yeah, but I did it though. It's on film.
Right.
TikTok. Go find that out.
Exactly.
Still around.
Yeah. It was banned 40 years ago, but I swear it was on my TikTok.
Yeah. Probably still fine. It's on the deep interwebs, kid. Yeah.
There we go. Right now, my top is elk because obviously we don't have elk. So I'm building points for Wyoming. So eventually, that'll probably be like a 6 year deal too. But going to try doing it like an over the counter, probably Colorado between now and then. Um, I got drawn. It's a pretty easy lottery for a South Dakota mule deer this fall. So I'll be going out there this fall/winter to chase a mule deer. That'll be fun.
That's sick. I got one mule deer in my life.
Yeah.
One. It was a 4x1. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all
A
broke.
red stag would be sick.
Yeah. A lot of my family has hunted red stags. So
Hmm.
my uncle was stationed in Germany
Hmm.
and they just had red stag on the Air Force base there. And
Hmm.
then he became friends with like locals and like my dad and other uncles went out there and they hunted red stags. So
Hmm.
like I walk into their like houses and I'm, this isn't cool, bro. Like this totally was mine out of the water, man. Like
How am I going to top this, man?
yeah, they just got big old red stags and all these foreign critters that they like actually like free range hunted. And I'm
Hmm.
like I might have to slide someone $5,000 on like a Texas ranch to go shoot one.
Right. Yeah, definitely red stag is up there. Brody, can you tell me your favorite memory with your dad?
Like overall memory or hunting memory?
I would
Oh,
assume hunting.
hmm. There's a lot of them. Like,
Right.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's my dad. So like, he was always there. There's a lot of memories. Maybe when I shot like my first big buck, like how excited he was. Like the moment we walked up to it. He goes, "We're putting that sucker on the wall." All right, cool, dude. Yeah, and it's I have that deer hanging in my living room, and honestly, it's like a 129 point.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just the best memories with my dad was when I make him proud, and
You're right. Yeah,
thankfully,
absolutely.
like I've been able to do that a few times in my life. So like
Hmm.
seeing my dad with a genuine smile on his face when I'm in the woods, like those are my favorite memories.
Hmm. Hey man, I don't know if I could pick out one memory with like my stepdad hunting or anything. Um, like I guess if I think of him and hunting, I would probably say like just the years of pheasant hunting together. I don't have one particular moment, but pheasant hunting, you're just out there in the field watching the dogs work and walking and all that. But I guess this past season, because I had mainly meat hunt for deer, so didn't necessarily like I've got bucks before, but it didn't necessarily, hard chase antlers. And then this last year, I decided to, put in plots, work the farm, all that, kind of kick off habitat improvement. And then opening day, I shot that 140, I think it was like 2 inch
Yeah,
something.
stud.
Uh, yeah, it was a nice one. I harvested him, and then, that was my first call. And I'm like, my immediate, like, my brain switches and like, shit, I feel like I shot far back, like a little far back, like, and just churning panic mode, like. And I said that to him, and then he came out, and we followed it, or we tracked it down, or I might have already done it, I don't remember, but um, he walks up and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "That's an amazing shot. What are you talking about?" Like, he's like, "That's perfect," and just proud dad moment or whatever. But he was hyped for it. So maybe that, between that and just the pheasant hunting memories.
Yeah, that definitely rank up there with me. Every time my dad's with me when I find a deer. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty.
just no specific memory, just the time spent in the woods. Really, nothing
Yeah.
exciting has to happen
Hmm.
because they obviously are just getting older, and like their time outdoors is getting more and more limited. So
Yeah.
just
My
any
dad,
moment you can get, really cherish it.
my dad doesn't hunt anymore. He can't physically hunt anymore. So it's like
Hmm.
when if I stop by his house with deer in the bed of the truck or turkey in the bed of the truck, like he
Hmm.
out and it just like he's as excited now, even if he wasn't there, as he was when I was like a little 7-year-old kid. He
Hmm.
knows like I'm like I'm a I'm a fairly successful hunter. Like he knows I'm gonna get it done.
Hmm.
He's still s- excited. Like he knows
Hmm.
that that's his kid. Like doing
Yep.
stuff that he enjoyed doing when he was my age. Like
Hmm.
he just
That's how
happy.
mine is too. It's like, I know you're a good shot. Like, I know you're dedicated. Like, you're gonna get it done. But it's still just your hype man.
Yeah, that's all you really need too. Is like pick up the phone. Dad, I just
Hmm.
shot a buck. Well, where is he? Bring him down to the house when you get him. All right. You just
Right.
know.
I have a couple people like that. I have him, and then I have my buddy Robbie that has helped with the channel too. Like, I call them. They're fucking both hyped or there to help whatever's needed.
Yeah, I think
Unorthodox hunter. What's y'all's favorite hunting story to tell? And you can finish your point that you're saying there first.
I think like just having buddies to be able to go out in the woods with you makes it better. Like obviously
Yeah.
like hunting alone because like that's
Hmm.
just how it is. Like you need
Hmm.
time to yourself, and it's really the only time
Your
in my life. I,
schedules can't always coordinate either. Like, there's so many
yeah,
moving pieces.
but like being able to call someone when you need help dragging a deer out of the woods and
Yeah.
then actually show up, like
Yeah.
it's the greatest thing in the world.
Absolutely. So yeah, what's your favorite hunting story to tell from the unorthodox hunter?
I don't know, man. Like I love all of it, and
Hmm.
like obviously like the ones that are ingrained in my mind are the ones that weren't successful, so those are not my favorite.
The
So,
fails, yeah.
yeah, like but the ones that I am successful, I really don't remember much of those. So like it's hard to say like it's hard to have a favorite hunting memory, but like yeah, I'd probably say like my first turkey with my dad or my first big buck with my dad. Like I stated earlier, like it's just you only have so much time in the world with your dad.
Hmm.
So just soak it up. That's all
Absolutely.
that's all I gotta say. Like and then when you're 60 years old and you're wondering like if your kid feels the same way, like I hope that he does. Cause like
Hmm.
your your kid's probably gonna be feeling the same way I'm feeling right now. Like just
Hmm.
sentimental and you just hope to hunt with your dad.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the favorite story.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite. I can't
I don't
pick.
know if I have a favorite, but I mean, my story from this last season was pretty fun, in my opinion. It was just like ridiculous how it kind of unfolded. So I guess I'll tell that one for you again. Um, so it would have been, there's a special antlerless season that goes on with leftover tags in the county that like my farm's in. So I picked up tags for that and went down there, harvested a doe, and then um, like it kind of resparked and pushed because I had kind of taken a little bit of time off hunting for a bit when I went back to school, got a career going, moved, etc., and really kind of dove headfirst back in. And I'm like, you know what? Like I've hunted this farm since I was a kid, but let's just start working on the habitat because I mean it's surrounded by ag all around it, and it's like thick cover, so bedding galore. And I dedicated without resources, like basically no budget, no big machinery, none of that stuff. Really, just Robert and I, the one that I mentioned that I can always call, him and I. It was pretty thrown together, but we let's see, we sprayed first, and then we winched a lawnmower across a ditch with a side by side because there was no crossing and it had long washed out. It was an old hayfield overgrown. So I have a video of this somewhere. I need to post it because it was hilarious. But we winched this lawnmower across, mowed it all down, put in this like quarter-acre plot, and it was a clover plot. And then, maintained it throughout the year. And then my stepdad has like a super old Ford skid loader. It's like a pile of crap. Um, the throttle, you have to be right in the sweet spot and it'll bog down. And it only has a smooth bucket. And we went out there and chipped away at this. We had a drought last year. The ground was rock solid and chipped away at it, put in a crossing, like a makeshift crossing. And it's still actually holding up now, surprisingly. I have culvert piping and stuff to put in it, but um, still hanging on for dear life. But put that in, so we had access across, put in a watering hole, just put in the work on the plot, kept it maintained, and then did the scouting and everything. Already kind of knew the path they generally followed from hunting it my whole life, but set it up. Opening day comes along, and I get out there. Most people weren't even hunting opening day in Iowa this year because it was 90 degrees. Like it was super hot on opening day, like ridiculous. But I'm like, I need to be here. So I'm up in the tree, and in the morning I see a doe came behind me across the crossing I put in, and then it came up right under my tree and then out into the plot. I'm like, cool, fun seeing the plot used or whatever. And didn't see a lot of action after that. And then I went into town for lunch, came back out, set up, and then it was probably like 6 in the evening, and I see a doe come out. There's like a trail that kind of cut on the other side of the plot, came out, and then next thing I know, there's literally 10 plus does out in the plot, all just grazing everywhere. And then there's like a small buck behind me hanging out, and then he comes around, and then another small buck comes into the plot. And I had put up like a mock rope scrape and stuff. And then it was probably like, 20 minutes before last light or less. And I look up and I see him come out. He's standing in the trail, walks out, goes by that mock scrape, and I was teetering because I had a target buck that was bigger than him, but he kept throwing different angles, so he'd look wider. So I'm like, which one is it? Because they have identical frames. But I'm like, you know what? You're stupid. He has you excited. Just do it.
Just do it.
So I wasn't in my saddle set up. I was in a stand, and it was kind of awkwardly set up. I grabbed my bow. I'm getting ready to draw, and one of those 10 does I mentioned blows, and then they all run off the plot, including him. And I'm like, shit. Like, I tried stopping him. He didn't care. He ran off the plot, and then he stood there at the trail entrance for like 15 minutes, just looking in. And then he ended up walking back out. And this was tragic. So I was self filming it, and it said I had like an hour left of film or something, of memory. And then it stopped the second he like walked out. Like when the recording stopped, it was less than a minute or 2 minutes tops between then and when I harvested him. So I all I had was GoPro footage of me taking the shot. So that's why if anyone's watched the initial video, like that little chunk is missing. But yeah, he came out, give me another chance. I'm like, it's meant to be. And, drew back, put a good shot. He ran 20, 30 yards at most and expired. It was done for. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's one of like my funnest stories just because of like how it kind of is a roller coaster came up and then it's like all hope is gone and it's like, wait a minute. And then it just worked out.
Yeah, he put in the work. Like I know there's this baseball field in Iowa where like the slogan is "If you build it, they will come."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. The Field of Dreams.
yeah, you did the same thing, man. You built
Absolutely.
it came. That's awesome. Is that your biggest deer?
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest one. Like I
Yeah,
said, I hunted for meat, so I didn't really care.
yeah, it's
And
sweet. Like putting in the work and being able to get it done, like
mhm,
after all that work, just makes it like it's sweeter.
mhm.
Like it's so much sweeter when you do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's some big ones on the farm though, so stay tuned.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching.
Stay tuned.
Be waiting for it to pop up on Instagram. Oh, freaking
Absolutely. Instagram, TikTok, the works.
20 inches bigger than this thing. Just ugh.
Yeah, I would show him off, but he's in the other room on the wall. Brody said, "Oh, I fell asleep when a giant 8 point came out. Unlucky.
I don't think I've ever.
Unlucky."
I don't think I've fallen asleep in this fan in my life. I can't. I'm just too busy like looking at things.
I've definitely like closed my eyes, like relaxing or whatever, like just kind of hanging out. But yeah, I enjoy it too much. I don't think I could
Yeah,
actually fall asleep.
all day sits. I was still awake. Like I'll close my eyes for like, whatever and think.
Hmm.
But as soon as like there's a noise, I'm alert, looking. But I'm there's definitely been times where like deer have snuck in on me when I'm just off
Oh
and
yeah,
dreaming. Like
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Um, let's see. So we talked about some hunting fail stories, favorite hunting stories, some more favorite hunting stories. Um, let's hear a little bit about your fishing, man. I always see you posting some fatties.
yeah. I was so like I've always just fished too because like it's just how I was. And when I was a
Hmm.
kid, my grandpa taught me how to fly fish, so I got really proficient at that. And when I was out of college, I had a buddy that lived in New Mexico, like right on the San Juan River, which is like one of the top fly fishing rivers in the world. We went down there for like a holiday or something, and I was just casting around, and the one of the owners of the lodge that my buddy worked at was like, "Hey, you want to be a guide?" I'm like, "How much did that pay, man?" Like, I'll do it. And it was that COVID year, so COVID struck, and I was just in New Mexico being a fly guide. And by the way, I was not good at it. Like, I hate like all these really rich dudes telling me
Hmm.
like, "You're doing that wrong." I'm like, "Man, I'm the one getting paid to take you out here, bro." Like,
Look at me. I
yeah,
am the captain now.
I was about to do that. And like tying knots all over again. But like I've always loved fish. It's one
Yeah.
of those things like you can't hunt all year. I mean, you can hunt coyotes and whatnot, but like
Yeah.
you can hunt all year. So like if I have time, like I'm gonna pick up a rod and just like uh immerse myself in nature. Like
Hmm.
it's just it's a little different. Like I rarely ever keep fish. It's like
Hmm.
for all the life that I take out of the world when I'm hunting, like I I, I put it all back when I'm fishing. Like I have the
Hmm.
opportunity to take that fish and take it home, but I
Hmm.
put it back in the water and watch it swim away, whether it's a 45-inch muskie or a 7-inch brook trout in the
Hmm.
mountains. I just yeah, it's awesome. Like I put so much time and effort into learning everything about what I do, like woodsmanship and
Hmm.
figuring out uh what plant does what and what deer eat it and why don't deer eat it and
Hmm.
squirrels eat it but deer don't and like when it comes to fishing, like why are they eating this bug? What bug is that in the water? Like there's everything about it. Like I just try to. I have so much free time. Like I, and I just want to learn everything that I can about this world. Like
Right.
and like I figure like if I ever like learn everything about the world, like I'm probably not you know, if I ever say that I know everything, like put me in a lunatic
You're a
asylum.
liar. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't like you just constantly learning. That's what I love about it. Every day you go out there, there's something different that you find.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
can
one thing I like saying to new hunters too is like you may not be successful in your hunt, but did you learn something that day?
yeah, you can walk the same trail a billion times, and then one time there's a shed that's like been there for 5 years that you've walked by
Hmm.
20 times. Like it's
Hmm.
just
So that's another thing. You do a lot of shed hunting too, don't you?
yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it.
How many did you find this year?
59, 59.
Is that your best year?
What?
Is that your best year?
No, last year was my best year at 69, so I was 10 off. Actually,
Did you just stop looking intentionally?
yeah, I did actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like I got there, I got to 69, and I was like, I don't think I can hit 100.
Yeah.
What's the best number to
To
stop?
stop that in between.
And it was like I'm two sheds away from 69. Next day I walked out and I found two. I was at 69 and I was like, I'm not picking up another one. If I see one, I'm not going to
I'm
acknowledge
gonna
it.
pretend I didn't see it.
Yeah. And but I saw so many sheds last year after I picked up the 69th one, and I was
Mhm.
like picking up, not acknowledging it. So the first day I went shed hunting this year, I found like eight or something like that. It was like, how? I was like, because they were there. I
Yeah,
just didn't
because
pick
these are
them
the
up.
ones I saw last year.
Yeah, yeah, I love it though, because like you learn a lot about the woods you hunt when you're shed hunting.
Hmm.
It's just you can do all the summer scouting you want, but the sign is still there
Hmm.
when you're shed hunting. Like the scrapes are still there. All
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, yep. That's what I say too. Is like when I'm out shed hunting or mushroom hunting for that matter, like I'm always looking for deer sign and.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a consolation prize. Like obviously, like I'm not gonna kill the biggest deer in the woods every year. Hardly,
Hmm.
I don't even do that. I don't even kill the biggest deer like ever, pretty much these days. But like
Right.
I can still go out there and pick up at sheds, like public land, freaking 72-inch shed in Pennsylvania. Like
There we go.
didn't even know that deer existed, but I have a shed. Like I just got all these sheds, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I just like playing with them pretty much. Like I'll stay
Hmm.
here. It'd be like 2 a.m. I'm like, I'm bored. I'm just gonna pick up a shed and just play with it
Right.
and fall asleep. Like it's just
I thought about collecting them and building like a chandelier or something.
yeah. I've always everyone's like, dude, build a chandelier or something. And I'm like, I have to drill through them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to drill through my sheds, bro. Like I don't want to like. I like picking them up. Like I don't.
Hmm.
I don't want to have them be stuck in something for the rest of their,
That's
eternity.
fair.
But like obviously, like we're deer hunters,
Hmm.
antlers.
Yes. Yes, we do.
It's just really cool to have a big pile of antlers in your house, bro. Like
Yep.
I don't know.
I have a bunch on my kitchen table, so anytime someone comes over, they're like, "Oh, like, what's this?" Or "What are you doing with these?" I'm like, you see it,
Yeah,
like, oh, you should do X thing, like whatever. But
yeah. Like I just have. Why do you have so many? I just like them. Like
why
leave,
not? Why not?
heck, leave me alone, bro. Don't
Yeah.
question. I just like them. Yeah, sheds are cool. You learn a lot. You got a lot of time in the
Hmm.
probably walked 350 miles for those 59 sheds. I got some
Right.
buddies that walked 300 and found like 120. Like,
Hmm.
bro. But no, I do pretty good. There's a lot of people that around here like don't believe that I find sheds like that, and I'm like,
Hmm.
one, like my shed per mile average is like 4. Like I walk 4 miles to find one shed, and
Hmm.
you guys are jealous because you walked 3 and didn't find any. Like,
Right. Yep.
it
That's how it always seems to go.
it's human nature. Like if someone's good at
Hmm.
something, someone's gonna be jealous. But like
You see the outcome of it, not what goes into it.
yeah, and like people don't see the miles that I like. I can't go
Hmm.
footage like every single mile I walk.
Yeah.
That is out.
Yeah. You would have like a big ruck bag of batteries for that stupid thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's just like you said earlier at the beginning of this thing. Like people only see like 10% of what it actually is.
Hmm.
So
If
like
that, honestly.
comparisons to just the thief of joy.
Hmm. Do you mainly public hunt or private hunt, or how's that all
Uh,
work?
so my family owns a lot of private land, like my
Mm-hmm.
uncle, grandpa. But the last few years, like that property is like super overmanaged. Like there's a lot of rules.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hunt public now, pretty much. Like, and I'll hunt behind my
Mm-hmm.
house, but like mostly public. Like I like the challenge.
Yeah.
I think it's harder. I think the idea of me having to compete with people makes me want it more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I don't know. Like there's something different about being able to kill a deer that everyone else is hunting at the same time. And I
Yeah.
guess it's selfish because like we've got 1,200 acres here in Pennsylvania that I don't hunt, that no one
Mm-hmm.
else is feeding on other than my uncles. But like I don't know. It's just something like ingrained in my mind that I want to prove that like
Kind of want to do it for yourself.
yeah, I want to prove to myself that like I can do it. And that's I don't know, like being able to prove your skills. Like you've worked all your life honing them
Mm-hmm.
in the woods. Like I want to be able to know that all that time wasn't spent wasted. Like I
Right.
am what I do. That's what I try to figure out every year.
Mm-hmm. So on another note, how many TikTok accounts are you gonna go through this year?
Actually, like I've been a pretty like good boy lately. Like I've been posting like a lot of dead stuff. Like back in the day, it was
Mm-hmm.
just every video had something dead in it. But like, I've gone through six already in like 4 years. So, and I've had this one since like late July ish. So
Mm-hmm.
like we're creeping up on a year, which is like a record, bro.
Record, yeah.
And
We
I
just jinxed it all, but
I don't have that many like community guidelines violations on this one.
hmm
Like I've been posting a lot of Jesus stuff lately, but
yeah,
but I mean like hopefully like I don't have to make another one because like every time I make another one like it's just so much harder to build back
I
up.
was about to say, how terrible is it to rebuild?
Dude, my first TikTok account had 250,000 followers. Like it's a step
Yeah.
down.
hmm
250,000, 98,000, 62,000, 32,000, 25, and then the last one was at like 17 and now I'm at
hmm
12.
hmm
It's continuously going down. And people don't follow you anymore. Like people don't
Yeah.
hit that plus button because like
Yeah.
the content I make is still the content I made 4 years ago. Like
hmm
I haven't, like upgraded or like evolved
hmm
times. And there's so many people like putting good content out there, like,
hmm
like, and I'm friends with them, like Unnotched,
Yeah.
Unorthodox, Bowhunter Chronicles, like you, and all those people, and like I'm still doing the same thing I did. The only reason people follow me is because they've seen my face for 4 years. Like that's it. And it's just, but dude, it's hard. Do not get banned. Like it sucks. It sucks so bad.
Yeah, I got a strike for picking up a shed antler a while back.
Yeah, that's ignorant. That's pretty ignorant.
It was reported for like animal abuse or something, I think is what it said.
Yeah, yeah. I get those too, but they give them back to me. Like they put the video.
Yeah.
It
I think they put it back up after a while, but I'm like, Jesus, come
yeah,
on, guys.
it's weird. Like honestly, like I've been devoting more time to Instagram.
Yeah.
Like I shit post on my Instagram story so much. I just
hmm
love like throwing random shit on there.
hmm
I don't know. Like plus I can say whatever I want on Instagram.
My
Just
Instagram is my main or my biggest, I guess.
yeah.
And it's,
I,
I don't know, it's been growing well.
I've lost like 1,000 followers on Instagram in a year. Like
Oh no.
yeah, I just like shit post and people are like, oh, I still
hmm
follow this guy. Unfollow. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think my Instagram hit like a year old at the end of last month, and it's right now at like 4,600
Yeah,
over the
it's
year.
phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I've had mine since I was 18, so 4 years,
hmm
or 17, so 5 years, and I'm at like 8,000 something, but like
hmm
4,600 in a year, bro. You don't get that. People don't get that growth on Instagram anymore, but you are.
Yeah, Instagram's just flying. I have, what was this? Obviously, I'll post dumb meme videos because like make hunting fun again. Like,
Yeah.
but I have a recent one that's at like when I last checked. I'm sure it's way higher now, but it was like 2.3 million views or something crazy. And
Bro, I'm lucky if I get 2.4 thousand. like,
right.
like I don't know.
And
It's hard being.
I think my TikTok's at like 2,000 or something.
It's
But
hard.
it's I go in spurts where like you'll post good content and may do good, but there's like no followers from it, and then like you'll gain a couple here and there. But
Then you post something like absolutely stupid. It
hmm
gets 200,000 views on TikTok, and you get 1,000 followers from it. And you're like,
right,
all right, cool.
make
It's
it
really
make sense.
a content creator. Like I don't want to call myself that because I'm just a dude that hunts,
hmm
but like I am what I am. It's really hard being one of those like today because like there's such an oversaturation of
hmm
hunting, and everyone's good at it. Like if you
hmm
spend a month learning how to edit or anything like that, like you're good at it. Like just it's
hmm
just what it is. But yeah, like that's just
And the rules getting tighter and tighter too. On top of it.
yeah, definitely is. And then it's like, I mean, TikTok might not be here.
hmm Yeah,
And
you never know. Same could be said for any of them, but especially the
yeah,
stuff with TikTok lately. Yeah, I think the boys need to get back to doing more collab dumb meme content.
I haven't posted anything stupid in a while. That's
Yeah,
what
I haven't been posting much either. I've had like a busy and just like a crazy month or two.
back in the day, all I did was like make stupid, funny hunting videos. And now I don't do
hmm
that. And I'm like, maybe that's why I don't have followers anymore.
Yeah, that's probably it. I
Got
think that's
from it.
what people are really watching. It's
Like I
like
just,
that Skylar dude or whatever in the deer costumes all the time. Like his stuff's blowing up.
bro, guy's hilarious. And
Right.
like, I just started like for a while, for a few years, it was like I just made jokes, and then it
hmm
was like, all right, I want to show that like I'm not just a
I want to be taken serious. Yeah,
yeah.
that's been my kind of line too.
And then I kind of took it like too serious now, where
hmm
like I can't even think of a joke anymore. And then if I think of one, like it's already been posted like 50
Right.
times. I'm like, well, I don't want to like steal someone's like stuff,
Right.
whatever. So like, I don't know. My TikTok's weird. It's just
I
is
had
what.
some that I dropped the ball on that I should have recorded. I had thought it would have been pretty funny for turkey season. So I have a crotch rocket, and I thought it'd be kind of funny having a video like something along the lines of like when your truck's in the shop again or something like that, and then me in full camo with my bow strapped to my back, just doing like a flyby on the rocket. So I
Yeah,
guess I could still do it for deer season, but
yeah, it's
like
pretty
damn.
funny, dude. I'd love that. I think no. Oh crap, I lost it. Oh, back in the day, I started this thing. It's called Hunter Relations.
hmm
It's basically just a Bible quote, but it was like, if it's brown, it's down. Hunter
Yeah.
Relations. And then that just blew up, and everyone started using it. And I still see it today. And I'm
hmm
like, man, I really wish people knew that was me. Like, I should have put like
yeah.
issues or something like that, man. Because like, it'd be really kind of cool if I got some credit on this account.
Right.
And then there's this one sound. It's me talking where it's like you're following in your dad's footsteps and you
Yeah,
realize.
I remember. I remember that. Yeah.
And I see that all the time, and I'm just like, it's really weird hearing my voice. Like, and I don't
hmm
even have that account.
And
Like,
no one even knows. Like,
yeah, no one will ever know it's me unless they hear me say those exact words.
right.
And I always think about just like setting the camera up and saying it, but
hmm
like 200 views and no one's gonna give a shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm stuck in that 200 view trap so hard on TikTok.
Yeah. You got any target
So
bucks here? You got anything growing?
honestly, right now I haven't even had my cameras running. I'm half tempted to just be surprised, but I
Honestly,
don't know. I
like
probably won't follow through with that because I'm really fucking wondering. But
yeah,
so
we got a few out. There's nothing really got my attention yet. One does, but he doesn't like he's growing a lot, but he doesn't have the mass. Like even with
hmm
Velvet, like he just doesn't look like he has the mass to like
hmm
get me excited. But he's grown a lot. That's the only
So
point.
fingers crossed. My target buck from last year, which I let Instagram name Stud Muffin is his name.
Hmm.
Um, he was a really wide, just typical, like textbook typical 10. And at the farm, like the Brow-Tines have great genetics. Like he's a big, and I'll send you a picture of him after. But I had him on camera daily, and then he disappeared like the week of opening day or something, like the week, yeah, like leading up to it or something like that. I think he might have been right around opening day because I was looking for him, and then I hadn't ever saw him on cam again. And my neighbor also was like, "Yeah, there was a big 10 or whatever, but I haven't seen him on cam or whatever in a while." So hoping he's just a roamer and disappeared, and there's another opportunity, but who knows? There's a
EH.
lot of hunters.
I guess there's a lot of EHD in Iowa. Like that could be a
There
I hope
was, yeah. I haven't seen him. I don't have a pond or anything, but we have ditches and stuff that'll hold. I haven't seen him yet. Hoping he held on and made it through, but there are roamers too that they just shift and
yeah,
kind of
they'll be there all
cycle.
summer and then just be gone and then come back next summer. Yeah.
My place is also so thick that you never know. Like he could have shifted pattern and just not been on the cameras too.
Yeah,
Because
there's a
I had
deer
like 4 or 5 cameras on that farm, and it's 80 acres and super thick. So I have this much coverage of it all. So
there's a deer I got on camera last year. Just a big like he might be 150, like a 10 point,
hmm
big old mountain buck, and he literally like I got two pictures of him,
hmm
and he gets his picture taken, and then he gets his picture taken looking at the camera, and then
gone.
like, and every time like I put a new camera out, I'll get a picture of him, and then I get a picture of him looking at the camera, and then he will
Mhm.
not walk by it
And then
again.
gone.
I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, how smart is this deer, dude?
Like you
Like
got to put it up in the tree high, pointing
I
down,
did
or what?
the one,
Oh
he's
no.
literally like this. Like he heard it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, that's just ignorant. Like if I kill that deer this year, the whole world's gonna know about it. I'm just gonna like make it a point that I killed that deer. He's really weird too. Like his smallest my buddy found his sheds like
hmm
that, and his smallest mass measurements are the bases.
Interesting. He just
Yeah,
fattens out.
yeah. They're like small bases, and then he just kind of like
hmm
thick. Like it's not like a moose looking type thing. He just
hmm
gets thicker, and then I don't know. I want to kill him though. He's big
hmm
for like he's pretty big. Obviously, the 180 is freaking deceased, but
Yeah.
that'd be really
Right.
cool. If it wasn't
I
so
know
pretty?
during shotgun season, I guess here's another fail story for you. So I don't drive. Like I don't do any of that anymore. I I saddle hunted with my during shotgun season, and I was set up in a tree, and Robbie was filming for me at this point in time, and we hear something behind us, and we see this buck cruising down the woods. There was no way in hell there was going to be a shot at that point, but I'm like, all right, I know where this guy's going. He's going to go down behind the old farmhouse and bed like on this ditch side, and like we'll hang out up here for a while and see if anything else comes in, and we know where he's at, worst case. So wait for like an hour or something, nothing came in. So I'm like, let's go chase this dude. Like, let's go spot and stalk. So kind of walk the field edge of the hayfield and um, get up there. And he's like 50 yards closer than like he should have been, like on the wrong side of the ditch for the wind, like just super weird spot, and bump him. And like I pull up, and I cannot get his body in the scope picture. I was using a 350 Legend, and like, what the hell, man? Like tracking, and then when he stops behind a tree. But after the fact, I look, and from like sighting it in, it was on 16 times magnification. So it was just like entirely operator error. Like
Yeah,
I could have popped a shot, but if I'm not absolutely confident, I won't do it because like I'm not trying to injure anything, like so I didn't. And then I see that after the fact and felt real dumb. But yeah, that buck's still around, so
yeah. I remember like we had a buck when I was a kid. real big 8 point. He ended up getting
Hmm.
poached. This is pretty much the story how he got poached. This dude would just like chill out by the road, like at night, and just is the widest buck I've ever seen.
Hmm.
Like person, he ended up being 28. Like
Yeah.
that's stupid. But his tines were only like 6 inches long, you know.
Hmm.
But we knew exactly where he was, like me and my family. And this is back when we like still did deer drives and whatnot.
Hmm.
We're like, we're literally gonna surround him, like
Yeah.
have to get shot. And the day before opening day rifle season, uh, this deer was like a mile from my house. We just hear
Mhm.
it was like 11 o'clock at night. Boom!
Oh no.
Oh shit, bro!
Yeah. Here
And
we
we
go.
there's freaking headlights in the middle of this field. And
Hmm.
dude's dragging deer out, and we start running at him, and he just drives away. Dude,
Hmm.
it was like a 70-year-old guy from New York State, and he's like, I just wanted one big buck lap in my life. I'm like you could have shot it in the daytime, bro. Like
Yeah. No shit. Like hunting season's here. Like.
he was driving like a brand new freaking Denali or something like that. I was like, you
Hmm.
could have just like not bought that brand new truck if you're that old and just like
Yeah.
what
Is this
that's
worth losing the truck over?
yeah. And yeah, the Pennsylvania Game Commission has that deer mounted down in their headquarters down there,
Hmm.
28 inches wide.
It's
Just a
wild.
big ass 8 point thick, but the tines are like 6 inches long.
Hmm.
I really wish we would have shot that deer. Actually, we probably would have got shot. Someone would have shot someone because we were literally
Hmm.
like 20 people strong, gonna like surround it. Which
Just
now that I think that was
throwing
my
the
idea.
Hail Mary at him.
That was my idea, by the way. Like 20 people
It
strong on
it
that.
checks out that that's your idea. Like,
And but now thinking back on it, I was like, so like we're using high powered rifles, like 7 mags and
oh
30.
no.
Like someone would have died, bro. Like
Yeah.
if that deer got up, someone would have died. So I'm really glad we didn't do that, but I'm also like really sad that that dude
The
just
opportunity never arose.
yeah. Oh well, stuff like that happens. Big deer, they're here every year. Like whether or not you like to admit it, I think
Mm.
around here, like every hill's got a big buck. Whether or not it's a 180 or a 140, it's still big. I mean, you just got to
Lots
capital.
of poaching and shit in Iowa too. Like obviously we have big deer.
Yeah. Oh,
And told you, hit me up. Come hunt with me.
if I ever don't have $15 to my name, I'll do it.
Hey, you get some savings with, potential places to hunt and stay.
I don't save money. That's no. I find something I'm like, yeah, I want to do that.
Well, you would save money by not lodging. So,
That's true. That's true.
but yeah, definitely a lot of deer here.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess on that note, do you have any favorite recipes for wild game or anything? Anything you like cooking?
So like, I mean, obviously like turkey season, turkey nuggets, bro. But my favorite thing to do with a turkey is so my grandparents are still alive, and I just like take a turkey breast to my grandma. She's Italian, so like she makes turkey parm with that thing, and it's just like flashbacks when I was like 8 years old eating that, and I'm like, yeah, turkey parm, bro, phenomenal. Other than that, like I'm not a good cook. Like I'm 22-year-old bachelor living on his own. Like most of the stuff just gets like fried or pan
Yeah,
seared
yeah,
with
just
like garlic powder on it and salt.
hmm.
Like I'm so like my palate is not very refined. Like I would like to say that. Like I'm the kind of dude that goes to a high class restaurant and gets chicken tenders or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or chicken wings. A big chicken wing connoisseur. I probably eat like $100 in chicken wings a week.
One of the best wing places in town is like less than a block from me here. So
I'd be there every
I
day,
yeah, it's pretty good.
especially if they had beer.
Yeah, it's a bar.
I'll have to visit. I'll have to visit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I made like a homemade pheasant Alfredo this last fall, and that was fucking delicious. Definitely gonna go in like the books, but I yeah, I like I'll make a brine or whatever, and I'll brine, deer steak and stuff in there like overnight and then cook it up on the grill, and that's delicious. A lot of people bitch and moan and say that, deer steak's dry and stuff, but it's super juicy.
Yeah,
Like,
do you, people that like say it's dry, they just overcook the shit out of it.
yeah, they're trying to like make like a well done deer steak, which should
Yeah,
be a sin.
obviously, like, ugh. Like I don't know. Everyone has these. Oh, it tastes gamey. No, it doesn't, bro. Like, I don't know
No,
if
your
that's just.
taste buds just suck.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like me or not, but like I've never bit into something, even if it was like an old ruddy buck.
Hmm.
I've never bit into that deer and been like, nah, this was an old ruddy buck, bro. It just tastes the same. Like
Hmm.
it's just a slab of venison. Like I cannot tell the difference between a 1-year-old doe and a 7-year-old buck. Like maybe it might be like a little tougher,
Tenderness, yeah.
but like that's pretty much it. Like, and that's like you got a lot more freaking meat off the big mature buck too. Like
Yeah.
lasts a little longer. I'm just saying for all the people out there that are like, if it's brown, it's down. Like I'm a meat hunter. Shoot a bigger deer, bro. Like maybe shoot the big doe instead of the little one. Get more meat, dude. I don't know.
Fill the tags and the freezer.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, we're uh-oh, we don't like seeing those.
That's from 2019.
Do you tag out turkey wise this year?
Yeah, I shot my two in PA in New York. I'm about to sneeze. It's coming. Sneeze, but it's not. Yeah, I shot this turkey the day I graduated high school.
Okay.
It was so it was May 31st, last day season. My uncle calls me, he goes, "Hey, there's turkey in the field." I'm wearing a white t-shirt and shorts. Like literally it was like 5:40 p.m. I shoot the yeah. 5:40 p.m. I shoot this turkey in white t-shirt and shorts. And I graduated high school. Literally had my diploma in my hand at 7 o'clock.
Perfect.
Like an hour and 20 minutes later, I graduated high school, cap and gown, and there's a turkey in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And it's just I won't ever forget that. Like I forget a lot of like turkey
Say
hunting.
that's a good memory story.
I shoot a lot of turkeys every year, so I don't remember every single one.
Hmm.
But that one's like I was wearing a white t-shirt
How
and
could you forget that one? Yeah.
like white t-shirt and shorts, hour and 20 minutes before I graduated high school. Like
Hmm.
awesome.
We're towards the end of our hour now, so I want to kind of give you the floor. Like, where can everyone find you?
All right, yeah. So my TikTok is Corre_Smith, Corre. That's how you spell Corey. Don't ask me why my parents picked that. It's just wasn't my choice. And then my Instagram is life.of.Corey, spelled the same way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really do anything on YouTube, but there is a YouTube channel out there. If you find it, like, have fun. I don't post anything. There's like 5 videos of like stupid stuff when I was like a teenager or something. So enjoy that. But yeah, Instagram, TikTok, that's where you can find me.
Perfect. And, as always, this was live streamed across the platforms. It'll continue to live on the YouTube channel, but it will also, within a few days, go into podcast land. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, the works. So if you haven't, be sure to check us out on Spotify and leave a 5-star review. That'd be pretty cool. Help push it in the algorithm. And then we are veganless across most platforms, and Instagram, I think, is veganless TV. So be sure to follow Corey, follow us, and yeah, peace out. Thanks, buddy.